Make my weight loss tea with me, and tonight we're having one of my absolute faves, which is bacon and mushroom carbonara. This is honestly so quick and simple to make. It might not be classed quite as a traditional carbonara, but it's my take on one as always. It's going to be fairly calorie controlled with lots of protein in it. I'm going to start off with 2 teaspoons of olive oil. And yes, I am cooking a bacon and mushroom carbonara in a wok. Now, one thing you want to watch with olive oil is it doesn't have a high smoke point, so you don't want that pan smoking. So we've got the heat on. I'm going to bring it up to a bit of temperature, and then we're going to whack the mushrooms. These are just close cut mushrooms, and we've also got 6 chopped up smoked bacon medallions. You don't have to use smoked, but it just works really well for this dish. Okay, 300 grams of mushrooms. Absolute cheat code when it comes to low calorie, high volume. 300 grams of mushrooms, about 20 odd calories. Right, they're going in. And then we're going to stick this chopped up smoked bacon in there as well. Just bacon medallions. Again, being a little bit calorie conscious. They are much lower calorie with the fat being off. And then just give those a mooch around. And we're just basically going to cook them down. That's it. And then when they start cooking down, we'll ramp the heat up and we'll get a little bit of colour to them. Mushrooms are like an absolute sponge, so anything that comes out of that bacon, the mushroom's going to soak up all that flavour. Right, the mushroom and bacon are cooking away nicely, so we're going to get the pasta on and pan of boiling water. You need to make it as salty as the Mediterranean Sea. Traditionally with a carbonara, you would have spaghetti carbonara, but we like tagliatelle. So I've got 150 grams. Oh, I'm making 2 portions, by the way. I probably didn't say that at the beginning. So 150 grams to 75 grams each of, and that's dry weight of tagliatelle going in there. And we're just going to cook that as always until it is al dente. Mushrooms and bacon cooking away. Pasta's cooking away. Let's do our little egg concoction. So scales, Hotel Chocolat cup, any mug will do, including me. We're going in with 2 eggs. Now again, traditional carbonara, you just use the yolks, but I want all that protein. So we're doing 2 whole eggs. Then I've got this Grana Padano cheese, very similar to a Parmesan. You could just use Parmesan, but in Aldi, you get this one's grated and the Parmesan is like shavings. So yeah, I just prefer the grated one. And then into the eggs, we're going to add, let me zero this, 45 grams. And then we also want in here a little bit of black pepper. No salt. We can season after, but do not put salt in eggs because it'll break it down before cooking. And then simply take a fork and give the egg, black pepper and cheese mixture a really good whipping. Okay, bacon and mushrooms are on. Pasta's on. We've got a nice little eggy cheese mixture. Is one other element that we always need with a pasta dish, and that is a bit of garlic bread. And I've just grabbed these Carlos 10 garlic bread slices from Aldi. Great portion control, literally 93 calories each. This is totally optional to add this on the side, but I have to have garlic bread with my pasta, so I'm gonna have a piece of this. Told you a lie there. That was having 2 pieces. Our pasta is done nice and al dente. I've drained it off, and that is going to go straight into the bacon and mushrooms. And then you're just going to give this a really good mooch around so all that bacon and mushroom sort of mixes with the pasta. We're going to turn the heat off. And then you just want the heat to die down a little bit before pouring your eggs and cheese in If it's too hot, this will turn straight to scrambled egg, and that is not what we want. One last little mix, and then we'll get this poured in. Now, as you mix this in, the residual heat of the pasta and the bacon and the mushrooms should cook the egg and the cheese mixture. If you find that it's not cooked enough for you, then you can whack the heat back on and cook it through a little bit more. It's all down to personal preference. And the last thing I'm going to give this now is just a little touch of Susie salt. Remember, the pasta was cooked in salty water. Bacon is always quite salty, so just a little touch of salt to finish off with. And it should be all good. Okay, we're good to go. Let's get plating up. So like I said, this is 2 portions. So we're going to try and split it nice and evenly between the bowls. To finish off, we're going to give each dish a little sprinkle of extra cheese. Just a little bit, just a touch. And of course, as I said before, you can't have a pasta dish without a nice bit of garlic bread. 2 for me, 1 for Rach. And there we go. Now, just for the pasta, not including the garlic bread, that is 574 calories for 42 grams of protein. The garlic bread, 93 calories a slice. That's going to take it up to like 750, something like that. But one of my favourite pasta dishes that can fit into anyone's calorie allowance. Give it a go!